Hey guys, it's TJ Greaney with my lovely bride, Sandra Greaney. And this is another episode of KOZ TV. We're doing it inside because she's having a really good hair day. And so we're going to make sure that I don't mess that up. Anyway, so one of the things that Sandra, her heart is for the wives of the KOZ leaders. And so this KOZ TV is really geared more towards the wives of KOZ. And most of our episodes are out in the woods where I'm stomping around, or Rick and I are sitting in the truck or something. But this is for your wives. We'd love for you to share this with your wives. And these are just some of the ways that a wife can come alongside her husband and just enhance the experience that he's having with the boys and really stand behind him. And I know they've done the training, and I know they got the t-shirt, and but these are just a couple of things that we talked about that you really felt like really helps the wives of the men stand next to their husbands in this ministry, because we know that without the wife, the guy is not successful in any ministry, not to mention just KOZ itself.
Right.
So just to make it brief, the first and foremost important thing is for the wife to be praying for her husband on his Saturday and as he prepares for his time with the boys.
Yeah, absolutely. Ladies, I know that a lot of you ask, like, so I can't be part of the meeting on Saturdays, but how can I support my husband? And yeah, number one is prayer. You know, the power of a praying wife moves mountains. And so I would say absolutely pray him up before he heads out for his Saturday KOZ, or for any of the KOZ events, but really maybe even specifically asking, how can I be praying for you? What is it that you all are doing today? You know, do I need to be specifically praying about the safety? Do I need to be praying about a particular young man? Do I need to pray about connection? Whatever it is, just praying.
Another thing is wives to use their talents and gifts. Right. So some wives will do something like maybe they'll bake cookies for their boys or something. But wives have talents and gifts that are a huge part of walking with their husbands in KOZ.
Yeah. I mean, we hear a lot of creative things that the wives are doing out there. And so from things like having, you know, like you said, baking cookies, making brownies for their meeting. We have different...
You can always get to a boy's heart and a man's heart through his stomach,
yes,
but I know there's other talents and gifts.
So yeah, those things, if they're available, just get an account of how many kids are going to be there. I mean, we have some groups that are doing their own, like, fundraising dinners and things like that. And that's something, again, that's a gifting of mine. And so your ladies, your wives can always call me and get information on that, you know, deeper information than what we're going to go into here. But yeah, lots of different ways that they can participate like that.
You ladies can absolutely help your husbands with fundraisers, and we see that stuff all the time.
Right.
If that's your gifting, allow your husband to unwind on Saturday. And so a husband comes home from Saturday. And
I can speak to that for sure. Because especially when they're brand new to KOZ, is because you never know the emotion that's being driven behind it. Like, he may come home. I remember when you first started doing KOZ, there were times you would come home and you just wanted to talk about it. And then there were other times that you didn't want to talk about it. And I would say, ladies, just be perceptive to what your husband is feeling. That there may have been something that really kind of touched something in him from his past that he may not be ready to share about yet, that was brought up in a group from a boy. You just never know. So I would just say, you know, just like you're perceptive with me when I come back from a women's retreat, you know, there are certain things that I'm going to talk about and not. So just, you know, that mutual perception with one another.
Yeah, because you can read your husband, you know, and really there are things that happen on a Saturday that, I mean, I'm carrying around a sit spot card or a prayer card in my pocket, from something a boy said, and I'm not sure how to process it. Us guys, sometimes we take a little bit of time before we let it out. So loving on us when we come back, and I know we need to mow the yard. I know that kind of, there's things that we need to do, but anyway, set the stage for your husband, like making sure that he's not stressed about the calendar for that Saturday, and that he doesn't have to be there at 12:05 on a Saturday. If you can free him up to finish strong at KOZ, because at the end of a KOZ meeting, all the guys are getting together, praying for the boys and praying over what the boys asked them to pray for.
Right. And I would say the biggest thing is making sure that the calendar's clear. I mean, our husbands they're ministers, and they're dealing with a lot of boys that, they haven't been, their fathers may have not been there when they said they were going to be there. So it's important that our KOZ leaders are there. So just watching the calendar, I mean, it's 1/2 Saturday a month. So you've got the other 3 Saturdays to plan things, sometimes 4 Saturdays. So I would just say, watch the calendar, because we don't want to have it where the men aren't there and the boys are let down. They got enough of that in their lives.
Introduce the program to new KOZ wives. So as the new volunteers come in and the new men get trained, it's up to the KOZ wives, the current KOZ wives, you ladies with the t-shirts, to train the other ladies and to show them your video and the women's.
I smile, I laugh about the t-shirt, because ladies, if you got that t-shirt, it can't be bought. You literally... there's been times where he's like, maybe we should sell them. I'm like, no, they have to go through the training. It's a big deal to get this t-shirt. So you're right. So as the new ladies come in, making sure that, that they, are familiar. You can share from your heart with them what it's like.
This stuff right here, the way that you've experienced it, and you've come alongside your husband, and the way that he's changed through the ministry. And the last thing is just, ladies, y'all are the ones, and you hear this in the training, but just a reminder, y'all are the ones that are
the mouthpiece.
Yeah, you're the ones who know the single moms that run into them, that your perception of what's going on in the world is so much different than ours. Yeah. And you know where those single moms are and where those little boys are.
Right. And the fact, not just the single moms, but we have a lot of wives that say, man, my husband's a tech guy. Like he doesn't know the outdoors. Good. And this is a really great place where your husband and your son or sons can go together. So and it's not always about just the fatherless. It's about, we had that one mom that was in that training that we did, that she said that they had just gotten married like a year ago, and her sons from another marriage hadn't really figured out how to connect with her husband, and KOZ was it.
KOZ was going to be the place.
It was going to be the place. And so, things that we hadn't even thought about. So again, ladies, you matter so much to what your husband is doing, and we reap the benefits from when our husbands are serving in KOZ. I mean, I know your heart flourishes, and in turn, I reap the benefits for that. So,
yes, ladies, we love you. You matter, and just a reminder that you matter. And that we love you and care about you, and check in with her. She's always in the office. You can always call the office, leave a message, or email her, and join the prayer team. And thank you for walking with your husbands through this ministry that we all knowingly call KOZ.
Thanks, ladies.